Hello, my name is Jason Huffman, and welcome to this recording. I'm going to be loading external data into Einstein Analytics using our connector framework. In this example, I'll be connecting to my Heroku Postgres database. The most important component of this example is that the JDBC connection URL is formatted as I've displayed here. You're welcome to pause here and record this yourself so that you have this as a handy example. I'd also like to highlight that you develop a very good naming convention for the developer names of your connectors. I will give you an example that you can watch and you can see how it's important to have a good developer name for using this data within your data flow. When you find your Heroku parameters, you can see how to map them from Heroku to the panel, the configuration panel within Einstein Analytics. So let me demonstrate this directly for you. Here I am logged into my instance, and if I go into Analytics Studio, if I'm going to connect data, I want to access the data manager. From the data manager, I have available the connect utility where I can connect to external data. I'm going to add a new remote connection. And as I mentioned, we're going to be using Heroku Postgres. I will need my Heroku parameters. Here is where I may access the parameters for my Heroku instance. And if I click here and activate the settings, I can see my credentials. And here I have obfuscated my password. However, we can utilize the other parameters as a demonstration. Here is the reference URL that we will need to construct for one of the key entry parameters. Here I have my host name. You can see that my port is the standard port, 5432, and my database name is listed here. So now I have my JDBC URL parameter. So I go back to my data manager. For my connection name, I'm going to call this Heroku voter registration data. My developer name, as I mentioned, we want to comprise a good naming convention so we can find this later easily. And my JDBC connection URL, which I had created, my username, and my password. I save that and test it. Excellent. The connection test was successful. So now I select the data that I would like to enable, and I would like to extract the voter registration data and continue. Everything looks good, so I will save this. And then I make sure that I run a data sync to acquire the data. And now we may watch and wait for this to complete. Excellent. We have completed our execution acquiring the external data. Next, we'd like to add it to a data flow. In order to accomplish that, we will go into our data manager. We will look at our data flows. And here I have my Dreamforce data flow where I'd like to add this external data. So I will hit edit. And here we will select the digest node. And here you can see that it helps to have the well-named connection name. And the source object is the registration object. And I select which of the fields I'd like to include. And now my external data is available within my data flow. So thank you.